Hello everyone, Blue Engine 99 here, and time to start a new series which is called Thomas Ranking. So this series is just me on tier ranks, and I'm basically just going to rank every episode from every single Thomas season. So like, I'm doing every episode from season 1, then I'll rank the season 2 episodes, and I'm doing it on tier rank, and I'm going to put them all into all these tiers here. This isn't scripted, this is unscripted, because I think it'll be more fun this way. And it's just new content to bring up the channel, because with me wanting to record on Roblox, it's still in the, I think it's still in the snow themed, I'm not sure, but till it goes back to like being like during the daytime, no snow at all, then that's when I will really start bringing out the Roblox content. But for now, this is just going to keep me going for the time being. So 26 episodes, so these are all the tiers. The best one, my favourite episode, is going to go here. My other favourites here, the ones I find great here, okay, there, don't care for, and I don't think there's any bad episodes, so there's going to be no bad ones. But let's start with the debut, Thomas and Gordon, and I'm going to put this in great. It's a great debut for the whole series. Like, you couldn't have started off better with Thomas and Gordon. Like, Thomas is the main character, so he has to be introduced first, and having him paired up with Gordon was really, really fun. I mean, I've seen some people make follow-ups like Gordon being recommended for his actions, like an aftermath story, which I feel like could have happened in this, but other than that, it's a great starter. Then we have Edward and Gordon. I think this is great. Another fun second episode. I do love this one. Not much to say. It's like, obviously they had to mash Edward's Day Out and Edward and Gordon from the Rarely series, but using the latter's title, and I'm okay with it. It's like it's a fun introduction for Edward. I really love it. Then Sad Story of Henry. Again, great. I do want to do a discussion station on this episode, because there's something in it that really angers me. It's basically all the articles and people I've met saying, oh, this episode is dark and all, which I think is absolute rubbish when they say that. But for me, I love this episode. I've always found it's funny, like, the end, the people trying to, like, how stupid it is that people thought they could pull Henry out with a rope when he's like a 20-ton train. But, and then the faculty was like, my doctor has forbidden me to push and pull, but he's just like, nah, I don't really want to do it. Oh my gosh, stuff like that really makes me laugh. So then where is it? Edward, Gordon, Henry, again, going in great. It's a nice redemption story for Henry. It's like all the first 3 railway engines just coming together. It's just a great one. Then Thomas's Train is next. Now, some people don't like this episode because there's issues in it. I get it, like, it's obviously silly that Thomas obviously is a shunter and he should know that he's pushing and pulling stuff, but when he's actually pulling a train, he should know there should be someone behind him that he's pulling with him. So, but I don't hate it. I find this okay. I do love Thomas's arc from the Thomas the Tank Engine Railway series book, but this one's alright. Like, not best, but I don't hate it, and I don't love it, but it's alright. I find it alright. Thomas and the Trucks, best. Like, ever since I've seen this episode, I've always been in love with it. And when I've been going through the episode selection, like, not watching all of season 1, I go through the menu. Thomas and the Trucks is always just one I put on. Like, it's a simple story, but I just love it. I guess I just love it when Thomas is just pulling the trucks. It's just fun for me. I just love this episode so much. There's not much to say it. It's in my top 10. It's definitely a top 10er for me, for my favourite episodes, so I do love it. Right, Thomas and the Breakdown Train, favourites. Definitely Wilbert Awdry's strongest episode, where Thomas is the lead role. Like, really good build-up for his character arc. Like, just really strong story where Thomas shines so much as a character. Then we've got James and the Coaches. I'm gonna have to put this, I don't care for it. Like, I know, alright, but it's just one I don't really think about. Troublesome Trucks. This is a hard one. I'm gonna put in great. It's definitely the best of James's character arc in season 1. Like, I always liked that. I think it was really cool that James was battling with the trucks. So yeah, not much to say. I just find it great. James in the Express, I'm gonna have to put this in don't care for. Like, don't hate it, but it's just one I just think very little of when I look at season 1. Like, these two here, I just don't think much. Then Thomas and the Guard, I'm gonna have to put this in don't care for as well. Like, these three, I don't think much of at all. Obviously, they're not bad, and Thomas and the Guard, like, it's just not much to it, but it's obviously just an introduction to Thomas working on his branch line. It's alright, but Thomas Goes Fishing goes in favourites. As you know, I've done a discussion station on this one, and I love this one. Another episode I would consider in my top 10. Like, it's funny. Like, if it went for Thomas and the Trucks, this would actually be in the best, but actually, no. No, I'm going to put this in the best. Scratch that. These two are my favourites from season 1. Like, I won't go into detail because just watch me Thomas discussion station and why I love Thomas Goes Fishing. Like, it's the funnest episode to crow. I see fish and I think of this episode. Fish and chips, I just think of this one. When I think season 1, I think this episode. There's so much about this one I think about Thomas Goes Fishing. Even though I love Thomas and the Trucks, I think this one might start to outdo it. Like, I really love it. Then Thomas Terrence in the Snow, I'm gonna have to put this in favourites. I do love this one. Like, when it's winter time or I just want to watch season 1 Thomas episodes from season 1, I definitely enjoy watching Thomas Terrence in the Snow. I love Terrence as well. Like, he's really, really cool. So yeah, not much there. Thomas and Bertie, again, favourites. It's just so exciting. Like, Thomas's exciting story. Like, Thomas and the Breakdown Chain's like a shiny moment. Thomas's one's like the fun one Wilbur Audrey wrote. Like, him competing with Bertie, and we're introduced to Bertie the Bus, which is really, really fun. And I do love how much fun. It's just them racing each other. It's just not much to say, but great fun. Right, where is it? Tennyson Turntables. I'm gonna put this in okay. Not really a big favourite of mine. Like, I do like it. Like, I love it when Thomas is like to go on, hello, playing tank engines, and scrap your tender and have a nice bunker. That is really fun. And then James spinning around. That is really fun. But the episode's just alright. Same with Trouble in the Shed. It's a nice introduction to Percy, but just okay. Just okay. Not much to say about this one. It's just okay. Percy Runs Away. I'm going to put this in. Oh, where do I want to put this? It's one of these two I'm going to put in. I'm going to put in great. Like, it's a nice, great introduction for Percy. Like, him being a cheeky little scamp, and him running away from Gordon and going over Gordon's Hill in pure terror is like really, really good. And the execution of him running away and just with the runaway theme and the shots, just really, really good. Like, fun introduction with Percy. This is possibly one of my favourite Percy. If I was to do a top 20 Percy episodes, this would be somewhere around the top 20. Not in the top 10, I think, but somewhere around there. Right, I need to find Cole. There it is. I'm going to put it in okay. Like, obviously it's like the start of Henry's character arc with him being a failure and like they found him like special health. It's like, actually no, scratch that. I'm putting the great. I do like this one. Scratch that. I like it because it's a nice little start and change for Henry. Like, we all have the moments where we struggle in life, and then there's always someone or something to be out there to help us to feel better. The Welsh Cole came in because the Fat Controller saw the potential in Henry. Really, really good. And it's also a follow-up to everyone's favourite Season 1 episode. But, sorry guys, the Flying Kipper isn't my favourite because it's getting outdone by Thomas's roles here, but the Flying Kipper, not liking it would be an absolute crime, and it's definitely one of my favourites. Like, it's just the music and the atmosphere that does it for this one. And how the crash is treated very well, and it's an example of something from the TV series being better from the book adaptations. Like, just how the crash was played out goofy, but this one is treated seriously. Like, the music and then Henry ramming and just crashing. Like, wow. This did appear in the top 10 when I did the video back in 2014, but don't think it'd be in the top 10 anymore because there's other episodes of new episodes have come out that I've come to really love, and then looking back at all that episode and I've come to really appreciate have appeared. Whistles and sneezes, I'm gonna put an okay. Like, obviously it's Gordon's whistle and Henry sneezes put together, but you know what, I will praise it. I do like how they put those two episodes together because it does show Henry overcoming everything, and it's also fun. Like, it isn't wrong, but we just don't do it, and then Gordon just running past and everyone just looking at Henry like, well, Ringo Starr definitely delivered that very well. Just like, well. And then really, I love Henry's face when he's stuffed up. Like, he's just like, oh. It makes me laugh, but it's okay. It's okay. Toby and the Stout Gentleman. I'm actually putting this in favourites. I always think of this one when I'm thinking of season 1. It's a lovely introduction to Toby, but also quite sad. Like, we see him on his old line before things turn south, but he's luckily seen by the Fat Controller, who really admires him, and he's a lovely engine and just having fun hanging out with the Hat family. Really, really fun. I loved it. This is probably one of my favourite character introductions, if I have to be honest. Like, Toby and the Stout Gentleman is really, really a fun character introduction. And a nice introduction to Toby. Thomas in Trouble. I'm actually going to put this in Don't Care For. Like, it's just one I don't really think about. When I think season 1, I don't hate it, but there's other. I actually would possibly rather watch Thomas's Train, I have to be honest. But I love Excuse Me Sir, You're Wanted on the Telephone. Like, me and Big Phil Animations, like, I love this episode for just that. I chuckle at it because it's a very iconic joke for me in film now. Like, so many times we've poked fun at this joke, and it's one of our turning points for developing the Fat Controller. But it's just one I just don't think about much now. But it's obviously the purpose for bringing Toby to Sodor. Dirty Objects, favourites. Love this one. Love the dynamic between James and Toby. Love the crash sequence. This one, I always think of childhood, like James crashing into tar wagons. I'm not a big fan of the season 23 episode, Troublesome Trucks, but I'm so happy that they did a flashback and showed the events of this episode. Like, definitely a noteworthy James episode, if you ask me. Then we've 3 episodes left. We've got Off the Rails. Again, favourites. Like, it's definitely one of my favourite Gordon episodes. Like, it's funny him just being moody and then he's told to take trucks and he's like, no, I don't want to. Like, throwing a temper tantrum like, I am a llama eating a banana, yum, 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 yum. I'm actually quoting Bluey there, but like, just, nope, and then just trying to find a way to get out of it, like jamming the turntable, but he didn't think it through, and now his consequences is quite funny, and then the boys singing, silly old Gordon fell in a ditch, fell in a ditch, fell in a ditch. Silly old Gordon fell in a ditch, all on a Monday morning. It's really noteworthy. Oh, and then the Fat Control, like, when he finds out, he's like, the train, what about Gordon? Just leave him there, I don't care. He's just like, oh, leave Gordon there, I don't care. The Fat Control is savage, man. Then we've got Down the Mine, which is another favourite of mine. Like, a noteworthy Thomas episode. Like, when you watch Unlucky Tug's retrospective for season 1, like, the season started off with Thomas and Gordon, and they had their own adventures, and they had a little rivalry, like a character dynamic, and basically a funny duo for season 1. And then season 1 obviously has a nice little conclusion where they put their differences aside. Like, really great episode for these two. Like, the crash is really fun. I love, like, the execution of it. Would be interested to see the Down the Mine pilot, because part of that has appeared in the actual episode. Like, when when the narrator says Thomas left the coach's station, then he went off to the mine for some trucks, like that shot is from the down the mine pilot, and then Gordon they've done a prop sample of Thomas and Gordon. I would be very interested. That's possibly can't get my words in. That is one of the lost media properties I would love to see being brought to light. Like, I would be interested to see how it would be for Down the Mine. But the episode itself, I really do like a lot. It would be in my top 5 for season 1, but these two obviously are my favourites. Then Thomas's Christmas party, I'm gonna put it as great. It is a nice little Christmas conclusion, but they obviously skipped out Mrs. Kindly's Christmas from Toby's book, and there's obviously a little bit of continuity, but it's a nice little season 1 finale where Thomas goes off to rescue someone for Christmas, but it's alright, but it's alright, it's nice. Not up there, but it's nice. That's all I can say about it. It has its issues, like little continuity issues, but for what it is, it's not too bad. And that is season 1 as a whole. So my favourite is Thomas and the Trucks, with Thomas Goes Fishing being my number 2, and weakest, I'm possibly going to have to say possibly Thomas and the Guard, possibly one of these 3. James, one of these 3. But other than that, that's how much I've ranked season 1. Like, season 1 for me, I think, is a nice... It's comfy. Like, when I'm really in the mood for trains, like steam trains, I just think of season 1. When I want to watch fun episodes with Thomas, I go to season 1. Like, when I think fish and chips, I think of this episode because it's a season 1 episode and it's linked to season 1. Like, and I also love its consistency. Like, it really follows the books, first few Railway series volume books, really, really accurately, and they've done a really good job. Mashing James and the Top Hat and James and the Coaches together, and Whistles and Sneezes, very, very clever, I must say. And then introducing Thomas first for the series to start off as it's Thomas the Tank Engine, and then doing the first story from Thomas excuse me, dry throat. Then doing that one, doing the first story from Thomas's book, and then doing the 3 Railway Engines was very innovative, and then carrying on with Thomas's was very innovative, if I must say. But season 1, really great season. I may do a tier rank of every season after I've done all the episodes. Maybe. I'm not too sure. I mean, I might do a big video, but I might do an actual put into F-Fit video instead of these little ones. But just to keep the channel going, I'm just gonna do videos like this if I can. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how these videos will play out, but we'll just see. It's just something new to bring to the channel. Alright then, so with that said and done, this is Blue Engine 99 signing off and saying goodbye.